NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the attack begin.
What are you doing here?
Testing for radioactivity.
Radioactivity? What is this radioactivity?
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Mike Hazen talking a little bit about Adam Rosales and how he's going to help the Arizona Diamondbacks. Welcome back, everybody. It is Dorf on Sports. Mike Wilson, Brad Hanna, Charlie Wolf, Fred Wallen in Los Angeles, California with us. And now we're going to jump out and hook up with David Yorke from Umpires Media Incorporated. David, good morning, good afternoon to you, but good morning to all of us. How you doing today?
We're doing fine. Thank you very much. Great day here in Toronto. No rain. It's been a very rainy summer.
Really? So we've got ourselves a nice gray sky.
Yeah,
Fred
sunny
says
and gray out here.
Sunny and gray, just like the guy for the Yankees now pitching. Yep, absolutely. And then Fred complaining a little bit about the weather in Southern California. So yeah, we're not getting the crazy hot weather today. We're getting the sticky kind of gloomy gray weather here in Arizona. But before we get into it too far, let people know a little bit about Umpires Media Incorporated.
Thank you very much. We have the definitive rule book on the web and on mobile at Google Play and iOS for you to understand and learn and study the rules. We have over 175 video questions and answers with full explanations. We give you the definitive reason why you should have your mobile rule book right there on your phone rather than carrying a 200-page document in your back pocket. And like George Costanza could never sit properly with one cheek on top of that.
All right. I have a situation that want clarify the rule, how an umpire makes the call. Batter in box, swings. It's like one of those little foul tip ones, but it kind of trickles out in front of the plate, and he takes off to run. When is it officially interference or batter out because he makes contact with the ball? Like at one point, because it seems it's always close, and it's like that foot in the batter's box situation.
Well, first of all, a foul tip, and I'm not trying to show anybody up here, a foul tip is by definition a ball that goes sharply off the bat and directly to the catcher's glove or his hand. Anything else is a foul ball. So let's determine here exactly what happened. You're saying that the batter won.
Yeah, that's back. That's I'm glad you clarified that because I'm in my head. I'm seeing the guy swings the bat, hits the ball, and it trickles out in front of home plate like a foot out.
Okay.
And the catcher runs out, try to grab it. He gets out, and the ball makes contact with him at some point.
With who?
With the batter. With the batter. Okay. With the batter. So there's a few things happening here. It hits him, and then you can add on to it where and when does a catcher become interfering with the runner or two, or is it the runner interfering with the catcher play? So there's a lot there that I saw the other day, and I went, that was a lot going on there for that umpire to make a decision if something happened. There was no contact, but it was awfully close. So let's start with the ball hitting the batter coming out of the box. At one point, does it officially an out or ball hit batter?
Okay. Again here, for definition purposes, so the batter swings, hits the ball. The ball is not foul, correct? The ball is not foul.
Correct.
Okay. If the catcher is going to make an attempt to field that ball and is hit by the batter, okay, that is interference on the batter. If it were the other way around, it would be obstruction. So understand the difference here. Interference, 99% of the time, is going to be on the offense. Obstruction will be on the defense. So while the catcher is in the act of fielding the ball, that means he has to actually have the ball in his grasp rather than going to the ball, then it will be interference on the batter. Now, if the batter touches the ball, because the ball is not the other way around, the batter has to touch the ball. If he is completely outside of the box, that's interference, and he's out.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Well, I got a question here, and this is just I don't know from my own ignorance. With fans, what's the most misunderstood rule? Like the fans get it wrong most of the time.
It's actually a good question.
Generally speaking, it's balk, or sometimes you'll hear tie goes to the runner. Now, keep in mind here, I want to ask you a question about interference. It's a good opening here. So a balk, very few people understand what a balk is, and we've talked about this before, Andy. A balk is a hesitation. You know, just like if you balk at an idea in our general discourse, you're hesitating about taking my advice or what have you.
Sure.
If the pitcher balks, it's hesitation. There are other definitions. If the pitcher drops the ball in the act of pitching, that's a balk with men on. If he drops it and there's nobody on, that's just a do-over unless the ball actually crosses the foul line. So that's number one. And number two, particularly with amateur, non-professional here, of course, by definition, by amateur games, tie goes to the runner. There's not a word of a tie in the rule book. And I don't know if you guys understand this. The ball must beat the runner, not the other way around. So if in technicality the ball and the runner get to the base at the same time or in the catcher's glove, or the first baseman's glove, yes, it's a tie. But by definition, the runner did not beat the ball. He's out.
Tie goes to the runner. How many
Tie
times
goes to the runner. Yeah.
as a
Well,
kid playing ball, that was always the case.
Exactly. But in case there's not a word of the tie, but let's just use it in this example. If the ball and the runner get there at the same time, the runner's out.
Interesting. That's the voice.
Has to beat them.
That is the voice of David Yorke from Umpires Media Incorporated. Fred, fire away. Throw something at David.
Hey, David, here in Los Angeles, Yasiel Puig got 19 home runs, but one day he'll be batting 6th, the next day he'll be batting 7th, the next day he'll be batting 8th, the next day he'll have to hit a home run and won't play the next day. Anyways, so what happens in one game where he's supposed
What's
to
the
bat...
rule on that one?
Well, no, he's supposed to bat 7th, and he comes up as the 6th batter. What happens? I know he's out, but how does that all work out?
Well, he's not out until the opposing manager or coach points it out.
Huh.
So generally speaking, again, in professional baseball, you have an announcer calling it, so it's highly unlikely that Yasiel or any other batter is going to come to bat when they hear John Smith's name ahead of them. So somebody, but your point is well taken here in amateur ball. So you have Abel Baker Charlie coming up, and Baker is supposed to be ahead of Charlie, but Charlie comes up. Charlie hits, gets on base, everything is copacetic because the manager did not come out and point out that Baker should be up instead of Charlie. So Baker has lost his time at bat, but it's too late for you to appeal that the wrong guy is at bat because he's already on base. Now,
So you have an amount of time to appeal it too. This is what you're saying.
You can only appeal it until the first pitch.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I'm going to give you guys one here,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. Okay?
Go for it.
Here's the situation. There's a runner on third, 2-2 count, 2 outs. The runner attempts to steal home. The catcher jumps onto the plate, catches the pitch, applies the tag to the surprise runner. The batter made no effort to swing at the pitch. And I'm going to give you a head start. Okay? This is catcher's interference. This is the only time that the defensive team can actually interfere.
Because he stood on the base?
Well, he stood on the plate and he interfered. Now, the question here to you guys is, what's the penalty?
Maybe that person's awarded the first base.
No, the guy's stealing home, so he.
Okay, you're right.
The guy should be given the run.
The guy's given the run.
yeah.
Yes, that was yes.
But
Okay.
but is it a dead?
Is it a dead ball?
Where he has to go back?
This is a very complicated. This is probably the most complicated rule and misunderstood rule. This happened in a game with me, high amateur level, a couple of weeks ago. So let's just understand what's happened. There's a runner at third. Almost doesn't matter what the count is. There's 2 outs. The runner attempts to steal home. Catcher jumps onto the plate, catches the pitch, never drops the ball, applies the tag to the surprise runner. The batter made no effort to swing at the pitch. So there's no interference on the swing.
Okay, was it a strike?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It would have been strike 3 and 3 outs. That's why I'm thinking here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a good
This
one.
is the toughest. This is a very, very tough application. So oftentimes you'll hear, particularly at amateur ball, that's a catcher's balk. Have you heard that?
No, never.
Okay. Well, you guys cover so much professional.
And why
sport,
is that?
but
Like, he stepped out and he stepped on the plate before the pitch got there, so it's like he moved too soon. He had to wait for the. Okay, go ahead.
You do have to wait,
Okay.
yes, but I'm saying, if you ask around, sometimes you'll hear it at amateur, but that's a catcher's box. Well, there's no such thing as a catcher's box. So in this case, here's the ruling. The catcher is charged with interference. The batter goes to first base. It doesn't matter what the call is. The run scores, and how does the run score? You charge the pitcher with a balk on the catcher's stupidity.
Awesome.
That's good. Hey, real quick question for you, and then we'll let you obviously give a final word for Umpires Media Incorporated. Are you a guy that likes replay? How do you feel about that?
I do. I mean, I'm a bit of an old fart here in my 60s. Hockey certainly has had replay for a number of years. You want to see whether that puck crossed the goal line. Now, understand that those Phoenix dogs out there don't attract enough people to give a damn whether the puck crossed the goal line. But my little dig to Gary and friends, yes, I am absolutely in favor of it.
Okay.
Because now the umpires, and here's something as an insider, the umpires who make a ruling are always asking themselves, am I going to get overruled on that ruling? Am I going to, because the supervisor is going to chew the crap out of me for making the wrong. They're always under the gun. Guys, I'm telling you, they're always under the gun. So, yes, I'm absolutely in favor of it. But no balls and strikes are overruled on video replay.
All right, give us a real quick 30 seconds or less final word for Umpires Media Incorporated today.
It's the only place you're going to get the full rule book. You can put it on your phone. You can put it on your online, on your computer. You're going to get over 175 video questions and answers. You're going to be able to test yourself. Do I know those rules? Like catcher's interference causing a block on the pitcher. umpiresmedia.com/rules. Sign up today.
Hey, thanks as always, David. Appreciate it. We'll look forward to talking to you next week on Tuesday, my friend.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
David
have a good
Yorke,
one.
Umpires Media Incorporated, joins us every Tuesday at this time. Keep it close. Fred Wallen, Brad Hanna, Mike Wilson. Charlie have an update. It's Dorf on Sports, and this is NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060.